What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm down at Foreign Cars Italia and we're going to take a look at their 2021 Porsche 911 Carrera. So huge shout out to them for providing this sports car for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. I'll have all that info down in the description below. They have a huge selection of inventory to choose from, so definitely check them out. But the 911 that you see behind me is finished off in black and it has an MSRP right around $136,000. And to start off today's review, we're gonna take a look at the engine for the 911 Carrera. It is mid-mounted, so it's located in the back area here. In order to do that, we do have to open up the driver door. You'll see down on the door sill, we have the release for the front storage area as well as for the engine hatch. And just by pulling on that, you will see it automatically opens up, revealing the 3-liter twin-turbo flat 6-cylinder engine. This is paired to the 8-speed PDK transmission, and it pumps out 379 horsepower around 6,500 RPM and 331 pound-feet of torque around 1,900 RPM. So there's plenty of torque in the low RPM for this model. It is rear-wheel drive, weighs in right around 3,300 pounds, so it can do 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds with the optional Sport Chrono package. This also has a top speed of 182 miles an hour, and it has a fuel capacity of 16.9 gallons. So you'll expect to see around 18 miles per gallon in the city and 24 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 96.5 inches. Its overall length is 177.9. It has a width of 62.7 and a height of 51.1 inches. And now working our way to the exterior on this 911 Carrera, we're gonna start up front here with the LED headlights. You can see it has the quad beam design to it running within the housing itself, just to give it a really clean look. This model also has a forward-facing camera, so you can see that nicely integrated right in the center, as well as parking sensors that run throughout it. The LED turn signals are located in the lower section too. You can see they're just above these large air inlets, so that can provide maximum cooling to all the front components. You'll also notice there's a very large opening just under the camera there. It has a really nice looking front profile design to it. I love the bulges right around these headlights too in the hood. And you can see the clean lines running down the hood leading to the Porsche badge right in the center. And while we're up front, we'll go ahead and take a look at the front storage area. So you can use that button that I showed on the inside, or just push this button on the key fob. You'll hear it release. There is a switch on the left side there. And you can see there's a ton of room in the front compartment here. You could easily place 2 bags for 2 people to have enough storage with you or enough items with you, but it makes it for a very practical daily driver. And as we work our way to the side profile now, this model has a staggered setup for the wheels, so they measure 20 inches up front and 21 in the rear. Really nice 5-spoke design to them. You can see Porsche spelled out on the brake calipers. This does have body colored side mirrors. You can see there's a camera underneath it too. So really nice to have all that visibility. I'll show that on that center screen once we hop inside. We do have the panoramic sunroof. Really nice option to see. The side profile of this car has a really clean design to it, nothing too aggressive. You'll see the fuel cap is located on the front fender there, and we do have some pretty wide fender arches, both in the front and the rear. So while we have some sleek lines to it, you can see that angle here. We definitely have some really nice curves for the side profile. And then that leads us onto the rear, where you can see I have the spoiler currently up at the moment. It will automatically go up under speed. And then there is a button on the interior where you can push. So if you want to flex like this and keep it up, you can. You'll also notice we have the backup camera with all the parking sensors. Really nice LED strip running right through the Porsche badge in the middle. And of course, this has LED turn signals. I really love how thin the strip is just underneath the spoiler there. You'll also notice too, there's some inlets on each side of the bumper, as well as the dual exhaust on both sides of the license plate. So we have a great looking exterior for this 911 Carrera. And now we'll work our way to the interior. What I love about the newer models here is that we have the flush door handles, where if I just put my finger up underneath, it will sense that my hand is there, popping the door handle out. From there, of course, you can grab it and go ahead and open it up, where we have a beautiful interior on this spec. I love the red leather combined with the black exterior. Just makes it pop and give it a really clean look. So you'll see we have a brushed aluminum trim piece running all the way to the release handle. There's some memory seating adjustments as well as lock and unlock. This model also has the 12-speaker Bose audio sound system. You'll see all the window controls as well as the side mirror adjustments. We have the grab handle. There's a little bit of storage space just underneath one speaker, as well as in the back of the door there. You already saw the door sill here, but it also says 911 Carrera, of course. And moving on to the red leather seats, these are heated and ventilated. Very comfortable seats. I love the design to them. Great bolstering support too. And then down on the side, we have all the automatic controls. And now it's time to make our way to the interior, where you'll notice we do have a very large door opening, making it very easy to enter and exit. If this is your daily, just adds to that. We'll look at the steering wheel now. You'll see it's completely covered in black leather with some gray stitching. Kind of matches some of the interior accents. You can see this gray running along the entire dash. But now it's time to start this up. We'll make our way to the left side of the steering wheel, where I do have the key fob in my pocket right now. But with my foot on the brake, I can twist this and start it up. And you'll notice for the gauge cluster, we have a combination of the analog tach right in the middle, as well as two 7-inch digital screens. So you'll see over on the left side, you can see the time as well as the outside temperature. There's the speed limit too. And then I can use buttons on the right side of the steering wheel to control some information where you can look at your speed limit. You do have two limits as well that you can set, as well as the navigation when that is on and running. Again, you'll see the tach right in the center, as well as another miles per hour and what gear you're in. And then over on the right side, you have a few more vitals. You can look at your fuel gauge, as well as engine temperature, your range until empty. And then just by pushing those buttons on the right side, you can look at a lot more information. You have your G-force meter, your TPMS. You can also pull up the navigation. You can currently see it's on the center screen here, which we'll get to soon. But if you're on a different screen there, we have it front and center for the driver. You can look at some other information as well, along with some more vitals. So it's a really nice gauge layout. I love how large it is, gives you a lot of vital information. And we even have some leather covering it right on the top there to keep all of that out of the sunlight. You'll also notice too, over on the left side, we do have Bluetooth as well as volume for the radio. There's a tuning button too, as well as a customizable button. And this model also has the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, finished off in that dark gray, just to match the rest of the trim. Making our way to the left side again, you'll also notice that we have all the headlight controls. There's one air vent. As I just mentioned, the entire dash is covered in leather and red stitching, gives it a very clean look. And then right in the center, we have a 10.9-inch screen. So there's a ton of information on the system. In order to use it, we have this rotary dial over on the right side. There's a back button, an option button. So right now you can see the navigation. I can use that dial to zoom in and zoom out on the navigation, which is really nice to see. But this is a touchscreen system too. So if you don't want to use that rotary dial, you can just click on these here, of course. We have some presets over on the left side. So you have your media, your phone. You can go into car, go through the different driving modes. So we have wet, normal, and sport. You can also change the chassis too between normal and sport. You have some different controls to go into for your vehicle, your display. There's the trip information. If I go back to drive, we have the engine start stop feature, as well as being able to deploy and retract the rear spoiler. You'll also notice all the climate controls, so we can adjust where we'd like the air to go, the style that you want, basically the amount of airflow that you want to come out. We have the back arrow there. You have a few more controls down below. And you can also swipe down on this. You can pull up some different apps, go into your weather, parking, things like that. We have the various driver assistants that you can go into, as well as your surround view. And if we keep scrolling, we have sound as well as devices. And then you can go into set. You have different driver profiles, assistance systems. There's a lot that you can go through within the system. We also have a great lip running across the top of it to block it from the sun, so that way you can see all of that information. Just below that, there's a really nice set of toggle switches for the different driving modes. So we have wet and sport. You can go between sport and normal with this control, of course. We have the hazards as well as traction control, and then the different suspension settings. So that's a quick shortcut to get to that. You'll see two air vents just below that. And as we work our way down to all this piano black here, you'll notice over on the left side, we have power and volume for the radio as well as tuning. And we have the temperatures right in the center. So fan speed is right in the middle of both of those. And then we have the temperature for driver and passenger with more of these toggles. And as you can see, the shifter is even in the same shape as both of those. So it's very nice to see this. With my foot on the brake, I'll push this all the way up. You'll hear it click, and that means we're in reverse, of course, where we have the top-down view as well as the backup camera. You can also have a little bit wider of an angle, and you can also look at the side cameras. So this gives you plenty of visibility. If I go all the way into drive now, we can pull up the forward-facing camera, so you can see all of that. Plenty of visibility around this entire vehicle, and you can shut off the parking sensors if you'd like to. And then to put the vehicle into park, we have that button just behind it, as well as the manual control, which allows you to utilize the paddle shifters. You'll see more trim, more leather on the sides, giving it a very clean look. We have the heated and ventilated seat controls as well. We also have a few controls here for the sunroof and the sunshade. So just by pushing on this one on the right, we can open that up. And of course you can open up the sunroof by using the one just below that, opening and closing it. You'll notice we have a cup holder right in the center, and then the electronic parking brake is just behind that. As we work our way to the armrest now, you'll see it's completely covered in leather. There is a release on the passenger side there to open this up, where you can see there's some auxiliaries in the back where you can charge electronics, a little bit of space where you could place your phone too. As we work our way to the glove box now, you'll see there's plenty of room for all of your info that has to go there. We'll take one last look at these front seats before we hop into the back real quick. Definitely a very premium feeling upscale interior for this Porsche model. Now we'll shut it off. We have the release handle, of course, and we can work our way to the back seat. So this is a 2+2. All I need to do is pull on this leather strap, and I did have to move the seat forward just by using those controls down below. But at 5'10", I will work my way to the back seat. Now, you're not buying this vehicle to be a 4-seater. You can see with the seat all the way back, there is no legroom. But at 5'10", I am a little bit crammed. You can see if I put this seat all the way back, I do have a little bit of room, but my headroom is pretty limited. If I had to be back here in a pinch, I could definitely do it. So it does make it practical if you need to have a third or fourth person with you. And these back seats do fold down as well. So if you just pull on that tab, you can fold this side down, fold that side down. And you can see we have a nice size storage shelf. Even with folding this down, gives you a lot more practicality. So combined with the front trunk storage space, makes it for a very usable area. All right, so getting behind the wheel of this 2021 Porsche 911 Carrera now. It's been a while since I've been behind the wheel of one of these, and I absolutely love it. Every time I get into one, I just love being in the driver's seat with all the materials that we can see and all of the tech too. This is a really fun daily driving sports car that is very practical, very fun to drive, and we have a lot of awesome features as you've already seen in today's video. But I think now we need to push on this M button so we can test out these paddle shifters. We'll go all the way down to second gear. Now, it's not a really loud car, as you heard earlier with the exhaust, but from the interior, I can hear it a little bit more. So we'll go from second gear. That PDK transmission is incredibly quick. The exhaust didn't get too much louder. I'm gonna put it into sport mode now. Oh yeah. There we go. We'll have to do another acceleration from second gear here. But while we're at a quick stoplight here, visibility is really good. I love the pillars in the back are not all that bulky, so I can look over both shoulders fine. And then we have the 3D camera system, as you already saw. Oh, there we go. It definitely has a good tone to it. It's not crazy loud, so being a daily driver, it's gonna give you that good tone you're looking for without having a drone or anything like that. But as far as driving this just in normal mode right now, it's very comfortable. There's no wind noise, no road noise. You can hear maybe a little bit of it, but it's very comfortable. We put it into sport mode here, and as you expect, it gets a lot stiffer. You can use that when you're out on back mountain roads, taking this to the track. It's so quick in those shifts. It's a quick car. It's definitely fun to drive. I love that we have the sunroof as well. You don't see too many coupes that offer a sunroof, so it's really nice to see that option. And we have a great layout. The new shifter here, I know a lot of people when that first came out weren't too fond of it. I think it looks really nice. It makes it a little bit more minimalistic. We don't have too many buttons, but it's nice that all of them do have a very similar design. So it's not very large here being an automatic vehicle. It's nice that it's kind of subtle and out of the way. So now we are ready to set off with the POV angle here. And you can get this perspective of how nice this interior is. I love all the technology. I love all of the materials. We have this really nice piece running across the dash. Just ties in nicely with everything that you've seen in today's video. Let's pop it over into the manual setting so we can use these paddle shifters. And that's just normal mode. So we'll quickly pop it into sport. A few cracks in that exhaust, nothing crazy. But this is a very comfortable touring vehicle, I guess you could call it. Almost like a Grand Tourer. I could definitely see driving this all the time just because of how practical it is and how quick it is as well. So we'll pop it into sport mode for the chassis, stiffen it up a little bit. You can see the diagram there change. And just again with visibility, quickly looking over my right shoulder there, you can see out of that area. Pillar's not as bulky as I mentioned earlier. And while we do have at least one turn, while I'm still on the gas here, I mean, it's coming around this turn incredibly planted. I'm not doing anything too crazy, just going at normal speeds there. But you can definitely feel that this wants to go exactly where you turn the wheel here. Visibility over left shoulder real quick, pretty good as well. But I love the handling that Porsches offer. Definitely gives you a great driving vehicle. So again, huge shout out to Foreign Cars Italia for providing this vehicle for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. That link will be down in the description below. And if you enjoyed today's video of this 2021 Porsche 911 Carrera, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button if you'd like to stay up to date on our daily uploads. I'll see you guys in the next video.